Welcome to Realizing Real Estate. Each week we will be issuing a new edition, an interview with an investor, developer, business leader, government official, scholars, and others, all who in some way impact the world of real estate and the quality of your investment. Real estate has many facets. We will explore many of them in these brief podcasts. Every one of our guests will be interviewed in greater depth and length on our weekly radio show, Our House, which is broadcast every Saturday at 9 a.m. on WBEN 9:30 a.m. and 98.5 FM HD3 in the Buffalo Niagara Marketplace, but is accessible anywhere in the world on the Odyssey app or at WBEN.com. All of Realizing Real Estate podcasts are available at the iTunes Store, and our House radio shows are archived on our blog at huntrealestate.com. Join us every week and give us your feedback and suggestions for future topics, also at huntrealestate.com. Welcome to the newest episode of Realizing Real Estate. This is Peter Hunt, and live with me this morning is Morgan Hardy, the CEO of Leadership Buffalo, and we'll be talking a little bit about this very interesting program that's designed. I'll let Morgan describe what it is, but first of all, tell us a little about Morgan Hardy.
Morgan Hardy, well, I'm the CEO of Leadership Buffalo. I've been there for the past year, which has been a great 12-month or 13-month journey. Prior to that, I was at Girl Scouts of Western New York for 10 years as their Chief Impact Officer, and I've worked in nonprofit and shortly for government for a period of time throughout my 20-year career.
Well, it's good to have somebody in that position. I'm quite familiar with Leadership Buffalo going back a number of years, but what is Leadership Buffalo today? How would you describe it today?
I would say we are like the hub for really exposing and adapting leaders, creating adaptive and innovative leaders for the community of Buffalo. We are a convener and connector, bringing leaders from nonprofit, public, private sector together to learn about some of the critical issues in the city or the greater Buffalo area, but also the great things that our city is doing as well.
It's a year-long program?
Yes, it is. Well, we have 5 programs. Our flagship program, Class Experience and Rising Leaders, is our 12-month program that we offer for leaders in the community.
What are the other 3?
We have our Leadership Buffalo Experience or Leadership Buffalo Essentials, which is LBE, which is a 6-week version of our flagship program for those that may not be able to pay the full 12-month price and or they have 12 months to dedicate to a program. This is a 6-week condensed version for them. We have our youth leadership program where we work with sophomores through seniors in high school, taking them through a leadership experience journey, but also immersing them into the community. We have our Experience Buffalo program, which is for new executives that have moved to the city of Buffalo, where we're able to provide them a community landscape and introduce them to Buffalo, what's happening, but also build a cohort of colleagues that they're able to develop relationships with. We know Buffalo is a tight-knit city. Sometimes it's hard to break in, and so they have a cohort of other executive levels that have come in and moved to the area that they're able to establish relationships with.
So that's one significant outcome, the cohort of colleagues, and I assume that's for all the programs that you have.
Absolutely.
So how do you bind them together afterwards?
Well, we have our alumni network, which we are continuing to reevaluate and put a robust plan together. But throughout the year, we're providing professional development opportunities for our alumni to connect them, but also social hours to bring them together so that they can continue to build relationships, see each other in an intentional way, and impact the community.
One of the other programs that I've read about is Leadership Buffalo University. Describe that.
So that is our new program where we're infusing leadership development in a more intentional way into the programs that we offer. For the years, Leadership Buffalo is going on its 38th year.
More of a skill development.
Yeah. Going into its 38th year, and we've really focused on community education and civic engagement. We found through our focus groups this summer that people want more leadership development as well. So we're infusing that community education, civic engagement, and leadership development together so that they're coming out more. It's a more holistic program.
If you were to, I guess, describe an ideal set of outcomes that you'd like to see as a leader of this organization, what would that look like?
My goodness. One would be awareness, exposure and awareness. Some of the things that you did not know exist or was happening based on whether you were raised in the area or not, or you work in that area or not, that you are more aware of the issues and the things that we are doing in the community. The second is to really ignite that impact and action, to really have impact on the community, not just go through a program, learn about it, and then it's something that you put on your resume and check off the box. But we really want leaders to become more involved in the community and moving the issues forward, really diving in. And now that you have more of a holistic view, that you're really able to say, okay, it's ignited something in me, and you're not going to let that die, that motivation or inspiration die, that you're really diving in and getting more involved. And then 3, just building that network of colleagues that you know you can pick up the phone and call when barriers hit your way, or there's some things that you may want to accomplish that it may not be necessarily your area of expertise, but you can pick up the phone for some of the people that you've developed relationships with and carry that forward. And then we're continuing to have impact.
So Leadership Buffalo's been around for 38 years.
Yes.
Do you sense that are there examples among that alumni group that you'd point to and say, you don't have to name names or anything, but this is a real success story?
Yes. I feel like throughout the 38-year history, Leadership Buffalo is a gem in this community. Yeah, I started off saying that we're a convener and connector, really being able to bring professionals together in all sectors so that they can have impact. I think throughout the 38 years, if you speak to those that have gone through the program and the impact that it's had on them, whether they're now serving on board of directors, they've given back, they're volunteering at different organizations, they themselves may have started some passion projects where they're helping the community. There's a number of stories that we probably can point to and say, like, this was a direct impact of the exposure Leadership Buffalo has given them. Well,
you're exposed to one right here. So, and hopefully, I know that my experience has helped me in my business experience. And there's other in our class, like Byron Brown, for example, that I would say would be success stories as well in terms of contributing leaders in our community. But the long story short is that I guess that's the ultimate measure.
Absolutely.
What happens to these people once they complete your program? How do they benefit our program?
Absolutely. And the organizations that we work with throughout the year, to hear them come back and share some of the impact stories that our participants have had with them. This year, recently, we worked with Resource Council of Western New York, and they shared a story at the closing retreat where their pool, where they were giving free swimming lessons to kids and other people who, don't know how to swim, and I'm one. People used to say, you work for Girl Scouts and you can't swim. I can't believe it. Sorry, I can't. But they were providing swimming lessons for the community at no cost, and they got their parking lot paved. Which was a donation for somebody. Now, you're riding through the parking lot and you don't have to deal with potholes. Well, the company, by accident, paved over the venting system for the pool. And so the pool had to be shut down a number of times, and finally they just had to stop the program. So I think at the end of summer camp, the kids weren't able to swim. They weren't able to launch that community program where they were teaching people how to swim, which I know a few people who now say, because of Resource Council, I can swim, even as adults. Well, during our closing retreat, they talked about it. Actually, one of the participants asked them about the swimming program, and they shared the news. Well, that impacted them sharing the news. Somebody, and I'm not sure who, it was anonymous, made a phone call and got that fixed for them for free because they were going to have to raise money to be able to do that. And so those are some of the direct impact that we're having that's immediate for the community, where now they can open the pool back up. It's safe for the kids, and then they're able to provide this free service for the community.
Well, that's a good connection.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I'd like to thank Morgan Hardy, the CEO of Leadership Buffalo, for joining us at Realizing Real Estate.
Thank you very much, Peter.
We'll be back again soon with another episode of Realizing Real Estate. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.